6.9. Okay, hopefully you can hear me a little better now. Out on the 2018 KTM 500EXC-F. Let's check out the setup today. I'm gonna get in close here. We're at some hills, but what you'll notice is Travis sent me a pair of open edge design extensions for my dual sport. Let's take a look at these bad boys. They are beautifully machined. They have a real good fit even on this bike. Here's the other side. Recently blew my rear wheel apart, so I upgraded to some of these Tusk wheel spacers that kind of cover the seal. Got the extensions from him. I get these Amazon brake lines. You just see how long you need. It had both the right angles on it. Like 10 bucks, man. I'm sure it's not the best. Guys out there making better brake lines, I'm sure. But to try something out, because I don't know how much this is gonna work. And then a brand new DID chain. I get 140 links and I'm able to cut them down. And it says to run it a little tighter than stock, so it is kind of a little banjo-y right now, but it is brand new, so maybe it'll stretch a little bit. You may be asking yourself, why in the hell would you extend this dual sport? Well, if you watch my other videos, this one does have a programmer and stuff on it. I never rode a stock one, but from what everyone says, only putting out like whatever, 40 horsepower. This is opened up a little bit. It's got the spark arrestor, the programmer, I think stuff done to the airbox. I think there is a lot of potential in this bike. It is 15 pounds heavier than my KX 450, somewhere around there wet, but I rode it here. So if you live in an area where it's hard to get to any patch of woods, where, you know, maybe this is an option for you. Maybe it's the stupidest idea ever. But I'm gonna hit some hills and find out. As you can see, still Wood's riding them just fine because they are the Shorties. I guess they're the 5 to 6 inch extensions. We've had a lot of rain recently, so good for the plants, but the mud's out there. I'm rocking a wrist brace today. I had a stupid crash yesterday at the hill climbs. Ass end kicked up on me. I think I chopped my throttle or something. You know, I'm pushing 40, so I complain a lot about having to be warmed up. So we'll see how this goes. I'm kind of tight yet. Maybe I should ride around a little bit. If this is the first video you're watching, this is pretty soft coal. One thing I'm a little nervous about is I didn't bring anything to fix the tire with. For tires today, I'm running a half wore out 525 cheater in the rear, and I think a Shinko fat tire in the front. But let's just see. It's doing okay so far. Oh, this is gonna be fun. This might be the funnest, best idea I've ever had. Like I said, this bike weighs more. Mine's obviously a little lighter. I don't even have rear signals. But that's about it. I mean, a little later, I think I'm gonna come hit this over here. Oof. Beat today, so many rocks. For now, let's just go over to this hill. I think I'm limber enough to go down over it anyway. As you can see, it's loose coal, but it's also rocky as hell. Also, this bike is geared down from a stock EXC-F. There's a whole video on this bike. You go back through my videos. I'm not gonna post a link, you guys can find it. Most of you that watch me pretty religiously, and I like that, I appreciate that. A lot of you young guys watching me, I try not to set any bad examples. Obviously not the best rider, but I do what I can, and I've been riding my whole life. I'm just never pushed myself to any limits of racing or hurting myself. And here I am, still in good shape, knock on wood. So, I've been here a million times, if you watch my videos. It's kind of cool because it's almost like dunes where the hill stays the same, but the rocks and the ruts change almost every time you're here. So I'm gonna try this in the second gear, see how these open edges do. Because like I said, this bike clearly has the horsepower, but it's a little heavy, and with the extensions, I'm just not gonna have to worry about the front end coming up probably at all. So if I make this, that'll be like 1 point, you know what I'm saying? First gear, here's second gear. Walked up it, beautiful. That is one of the easiest lines, but that was the first time I've been down or up this. I think I gotta go down it again. Definitely a lot of horsepower in this bike and like torque that's usable. So guys that are doing like extreme free ride hill climbing, they're bosses, and a lot of guys that compete where I do are bosses at just holding that rev limiter and using that clutch. And that's like obviously seems to be working out to be one of the best ways to do it. It's like proven. But if you're like me and still not used to that, and you're just getting used to clutching, this torquey bike is like outstanding for that. This is where I want to go now. I wasn't even like cranking on it there, and I walked up it. Now you saw me screw up. I was damn near to stop at the bottom of that hill right over there and walked up it. This hill has no run. Unlike a two-stroke or something, I may not have to clutch it up into it as much. I can roll in, and I'm still gonna have to clutch second gear and just get it pinned, get it up there. But hopefully I could do it. Like I said, it's like cheating. It's for a crossover like me, where I'm not the master going. And guys that could do that, more power to them, they're good. I'm not the best at that. I don't have the bikes for that. Even my 450 isn't built. It doesn't rev super fast all the time. So this might be my first chance to drag something down a hill. Let's see what happens. I like that confidence. I think second gear, I'm actually leaning back a little bit. Had to clutch at the top there. We made it. Very nice. Very nice. Travis, these extensions are awesome. So as you heard there, I was about wound out in second gear. Can't see my back tire, but it was just spinning and hooking and booking, and it made it. I'm impressed with this bike. The extensions are making that happen too. So this was the easiest line, but it looks like it's got the most rocks from washing out. Looks like they kind of started hooking here. If I stay over, you know, even if I bang up here and stay left, ooh, maybe even far left. We'll see. I'm actually gonna take a break down here first. A mold. Whee, I'm skiing. On the KX, I actually hit this hill in third because you need to be spinning that much. Wish me luck. Never hit that line before, but I made her. Sketchy. So as you can see, whoa. Come up, kind of hooked a little left here. Went up there. Pretty gnarly for a 260-pound Dole Sport. Lost a little momentum at the top. I did use my clutch a little. I was hoping to go more like here. I don't know if I come real hard right and bank left. I don't know. This is, I'm getting extremely lucky. Okay, let's give her another go. Idiot. Third. Hell yeah. Torque monster this bike is. One of my favorite parts about these extensions is you get to use your brake stay. Open Edge Designs puts this back into their backing plate. So other extensions I have, your caliper just slams off the extension, and if you go backwards and hit your brakes, it'll pull it all wonky. And as you can see, this disc guard is on here and it does get hit. Maybe not from today, but it's protecting my rotor. So I'm in on that. I'm also doing what Keegan from Goon Climber said. In a sense, I'm not grooving one in because I don't have a super wide tire, but this tire did rub my chain guide when I put it on just a little bit, so I just ran it that way. Whether it's chewing this tire a little bit or wearing that guide out, I'm okay with either one. So maybe when I put a freshie on, it'll be grooved in. But yeah, they're holding up great. One thing I want to point out is I haven't done anything to the suspension. If I was going to start hitting hills like this that jump, man, it's way too soft. I can bottom this shock out with just me, you know, without the extensions. That being said, I commend the locals here, whoever rides here, they're opening up some of these, or reopening probably some of these other lines. I'm not going to hit any of those on this bike today, but you can see, instead of that big burner hill I'm hitting, they got some little guys off to the left here that come up and then cock right. That must be what the young guys were telling me they were hitting all the lines about. They said, we got all the lines opened up. So there is some cooler lines that this 500 will not be hitting while I'm out by myself. Possibly ever. Oopsie, it is heavier. Almost fell over. So I am fully suited back up, backpack and all. I have a weak hub. I ran it too long. I didn't make a video or anything, but I ran it about 5 miles with no wheel bearing in the left side. It chewed the hub up pretty bad. So the seals and stuff are a little beat. And I could go right up out through the creek here, but I'm going to try to avoid water and mud as most as I can. See that? Even extended, just walked right around there like it's still standard length. So what I am going to do is go out this way, maybe go back to where we started. My wrist is getting stiff too, not to complain and make excuses. Okay, backpack back on, ready to go back to the other spot. Let's see how I can do like fully suited up, because I know that affects you sometimes. I got a flannel on, so every time. First, second, first, second. Okay. Third gear. See what you got, boy. Ah. OG lined it with all them rocks, hoping to blow a tire out. The rear brake's feeling a little funny. Maybe my line's seeping, but it's still working. I'd love to take some third-person footage for you here, but with as choppy as it is and where I set the camera, I just don't think I have the time to edit it. But I did want to show you, look, there's just boulders everywhere. This is not a smooth line. This isn't a giant hill, but it's just, even in there, it's just chopped whoops. I don't know if you could see that or not, but in person, it's like, oh, a little hill, you could roll that. Yeah, if there was somewhere to not start out in giant rocks and then chop through rocks. So you gotta almost restart yourself when you do these hills. I think I'm just gonna try, this is getting washed out, maybe one more of these and head home. I like this line, but it's like whooped, nice and steep. And then I'm just maybe a tooth or two too small to run third on this in my head. I'm gonna try it and clutch it, but if I bog it out, I'm screwed. If I can keep it up like my two-stroke, we'll be all right. Might just try this one line here and head out. Yeah, shouldn't be too bad. I'll just try this, and if I make this, knock on wood, I'm done. Wrist is getting stiff. As you can see, these extensions are working out sick. It's a lot of fun. Made a fun bike even more fun without really taking away from anything else. I felt going through some mud that your back will now get covered. Look at the angle here, but whatevs. Should I clutch second? Should I go second and pin? I think third. There's second. There's third. Yeah, it's like I need third for the wheel speed, but it makes it tricky down the bottom. Right up over the top. I never did that before. This bike is taking me to new heights, my guy. Try a different line. Don't know how this is going to work either, but again, I wish I could film some third person for you so you can see the steepness and how everything's reacting, but it's hella fun from this view too for me. Heck yeah, that's it, baby. It's eating. Once again, you can see I was damn near at a stop still to get lined up for that. This corner is, this berm's all blown out. All right, just straight up line. Cross your fingers. Third gear is working out primo on this thing for this dirt. That's a wrap. I love it. I love it.